Hi, I'm not sure if we're online or anything. Can somebody test with me or whoever, if there's anyone on?
Yes, we are. I believe people should start streaming in any moment now.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
Most welcome.
Sorry, I guess my microphone was off. Give me 1 second, guys. Just getting squared away. How's everybody doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Even better now. Just give me a second here, and I'll get this all started off for you guys. If anybody's got any questions that they want to go over today before we start, go ahead and drop them in the messenger box. We're going to take questions early today because we're going to dive into a presentation that I have. Anybody got any questions? Now's the time.
Is this going to be recorded for us to view later?
Yes, but it's better if you're here. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it is. It is. You can watch it later if you got to go.
No, I don't want to go. I actually want to stay here with you guys, but I just have another commitment, and you guys are in my ears, of course, but I want to be able to digest it and actually get everything when I'm not at this appointment.
You got it 100%. Great question. Yeah, this is all recorded. All the recording's going to be saved. Let me switch my camera to my other camera, and we'll dive in. So what's up, guys? I see some new faces here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Nate. I'm run the Shift Social. We're an ad agency that does in between about 70 to 80K per month, and that's without a sales team. Just a few contractors on my team and a really good operator. So I'm here to answer any of you guys' questions about the lead generation space, agency space, getting clients results, dealing with client issues, ways that you can get your first clients organically or by selling our products and services that we have available to you. So if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and message in the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go into a resource. But I'll take just a minute here if anybody's got any other questions before we lock in. Yeah, I just set up a huge client. I got a multiple 7-figure per year brand that I'm working with that collaborates with Nike, and we're getting them set up. I'm also getting ready to launch my own Google Ads for my business, and things are going really well. So, you know, guys, I'm always learning too. Like just how you guys show up to these calls, I have these calls myself every week, and I'm in about 2 to 3 different programs for coaching and consulting that I do myself. So the grind doesn't ever stop. It just gets better and better as you keep growing and passing new levels. So today I'm going to share with you guys a whole training all focused around how to get better results for your clients. So yeah, so Jamel, ways to get clients, first clients. Yeah, I'll cover that too. Let me pull up a different slide that I have, and I'll get into that directly because that's where it starts. A lot of you guys are wondering, hey, how do I get my first client? Where does my first client come from? And so there's a couple phases with that. But just to answer your question a little bit more directly, probably going to serve you a little bit better on that is, let me share my screen and show you guys this. Chrome tab. Okay, let me zoom into this, or let's do. Can you guys still? I think you guys can still see my screen here. You should be able to. Okay, so in the agency space, the truth is there's only a handful of ways to get clients. Now, everybody wants to know what is the best way to get clients. And the reality is the best way to get clients is the way that works for you. Every single one of the methods will work. It's just about making them work for you. Okay, so all of these methods that I'm about to go over, they all work. I've used almost every single one of them to get new clients. What I would recommend for somebody starting out is to pick one method and own it and decide this is the way that I'm going to get my first client. And maybe, maybe one or two, but use those, focus on those, and that's how you'll be able to really refine them in order to get the success needed to make it work for you. Okay. So the methods, there's two different sides. There's the paid side, paid advertising, which is what I love to do, running ads for your agency, doing search campaigns on YouTube or Google. And also there's other paid media platforms like TikTok, Snapchat, Reddit, Twitter, LinkedIn, Hulu, ESPN Plus, Spotify, Pandora. You can run ads on any one of those platforms. Now, the thing about running ads is it takes money and it also takes time. So it does take budget and it also takes time in order to get it right. And it can be expensive in the beginning. So a lot of people like to start out with organic strategies. Organic are strategies that you don't have to pay for with your money, but you pay for in your time. So no matter what you do, we're always investing. And we're either going to be investing our time or our resources, our money, things like that. And for organic strategies, we're investing our time. So cold outreach, I'll show you some of the cold outreaches after this. This is going to be networking and referrals. So I truly believe your first client comes from somebody that you know personally. Okay. If you just, the first leads list you have, guys, is actually a leads list that's completely in your phone. Okay. So your contacts list in your phone and your emails are your hottest leads. And the networking side of this, the referrals, is the best place to start. So I'll share with you guys a DM script for getting hot leads. I'll share that with you guys that I shared in the MBA program that talks about networking and stuff like that. But let me keep going over this. So we'll go back to networking because I think that's the best way for any of you guys starting out. If you're pre 10,000 per month, you should be contacting everybody in your phone contacts and your iMessage and everybody in your Gmail account, just sending them messages, reconnecting with them. And I'm going to share some strategies with you. But other ways you can do this is Facebook and Instagram, just posting a lot of content, engaging with people that are a target prospect for you, an ideal customer, engaging with their content, following them, messaging them, things of that nature. And then there's LinkedIn outbound messaging too, which is where you send out connection requests and LinkedIn messages and connect with people through LinkedIn, which has a lot of business profiles on there. Basically, organic is kind of like your fishing. So you're kind of like fishing and you're waiting a long time. And paid strategies is like you're hunting. So you're going and spearing something down. Right. So the main methods of organic is going to be cold calling, cold email, and social media outreach like DMs, LinkedIn DMs, Instagram, Facebook, even probably messaging business pages on TikTok. All of these ways can work. There's a lot of agencies that are very successful with just Instagram DM outreach. You go into Instagram, you type in a specific keyword like car dealerships or like personal trainers, and you start finding pages like that. You start liking their content. You start reaching out to them, commenting, and you build up this profile over a long course of time where you've got nothing but your niche of clients that follow you that are in your Instagram, and it becomes an asset for you to grow. So that's why I recommend, focusing on one. And the way to figure out which one is going to be relevant to you is, where do people spend their time? So for me, I work with car dealerships, and a lot of car dealerships are always on their emails because that's how they've done business. A lot of inquiries come in by email. And I never really did much cold email before. But recently I've started, and I'm having a lot of success. We're getting people that are interested. They're responding to the emails relatively frequently. And cold email has been a good place for us because dealerships hang out there. Now, if you were dealing with maybe gym owners or personal trainers or yoga fitness studios, they're probably not as much in their email, but they're going to be on Instagram. All right. So you just have to ask yourself where these people are. Cold calling can work too. It's not easy, but it is very lucrative if you can actually have the ability to call a stranger and connect with them. The first lead list that we ever used to have is yellow books, right? Or yellow pages, the phone book. And you just go through and you start dialing people. So a cold call becomes a warm call whenever the person reaches out to you. So, you can have somebody on social outreach, like you DM them, and then they respond to you, and then you call them, and that's kind of like a warm / cold call. The trick with this stuff is, after you get it down in one isolated variable where it works, then you want to start integrating things together, like your emails. When somebody opens your email, you send them a social outreach, you connect with them on LinkedIn. The more targeted you can be, the better. And where you get your targeted leads list is, there's a couple different platforms. One of them that's pretty inexpensive is D7 Lead Finder. Agency Box has a really good tool for this, for pulling leads. You guys can do this right through Agency Box. There's a lot of places you can get leads lists, and then you can do direct outreach to them, as well as LinkedIn automated outreach. And if you connect with people with the right intention, and you treat every lead like a person, and you have something of value to offer them that they want, you're going to make connections one way or another. Networking referrals, I'm going to share with you guys a script, but really the idea is to walk in anywhere you go and make a friend. So it could be your barber, it could be your personal trainer, it could be you're getting a massage, it could be the gym studio, the gym that you go to, the CrossFit academy that you work out at, like all of those things, the dance studio that your daughter goes to class at, like the yoga class that you go to, like all of those are prospective businesses for lead generation and a lot of other services. And so any of those places, you want to walk in and make a friend, shake somebody's hands, tell your friends that what you're doing, what you're learning, who you're working with, what your coach has done, and be good at what you do. So the first step in this is to get good at what you're going to be doing. And so that's creating an offer and going all in on that. And you can switch it later, but having a niche that you want to focus on that makes sense. Maybe you've got some experience there, maybe you've got some expertise there already, and going all in on that niche. This is very, very valuable to do in the beginning, because you can vertically scale your agency versus having a lot of little opportunities. Like, it's okay to be a generalist. If you are a generalist and you're going to work with all different industries, then you want to have one service or one niche you focus on, like TikTok ads. Okay, TikTok ads for roofers, TikTok ads for this. If you're just we do marketing for all kinds of businesses type of business, you're really not going to get specialized enough to attract the best people in your niche and industry. So those are some things to consider. Getting good at what you do, getting a niche focused down. What my recommendation is for any of you guys starting out is reach out to your warm database of people that your network. Tell them what you're doing. Ask them if you can interview them about their business. Ask them about the struggles. Ask them about their marketing. See what they're spending. And then offer them a solution on a case study basis. Work for them to generate the results yourself. Prove the concept both to yourself and to that client. Build a case study out of them. Take that case study and start soliciting that to other business owners through cold outreach, and eventually running paid ads to it. So that's exactly what I did. It's how I grew. And that's, in my opinion, the best method. I didn't start bringing on white label companies until I was far way farther along in my journey where I already knew how to do everything, so I could tell if somebody was doing a good job or not. All right. And lastly, Facebook organic, guys, this is the same. Facebook organic is the same as Instagram organic. So it's niche focused. You post extreme value. You create communities from groups, from lists. You comment on people's posts. You add target prospects as friends. And there's actually tools like I've got Pepper here. And Pepper is a tool that will automatically go and add members from Facebook groups as friends and then automatically send them messages. So there is automations that you can add to any of these, but in the beginning, when you first start, you want to do as much of it as you can for all your personal, you want to do as much as you can. Yeah, guys. So like I said, I've used networking. Okay. Be genuine. If you haven't read or picked up a copy of How to Win Friends and Influence People yet, think it's been out long enough for all of us to be able to do that. It's it's a day one book. You have to know this in business, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Go read that. Go listen to that. That's going to help you out way more in your business journey than anything that I'll tell you today. Don't ask, what can I get? Ask, what can I give? How can I serve? How can I help? Okay. If you can literally ask somebody. The other day I asked a guy, he asked, is there anything, it's one of my coaches, he asked, is there anything else I can do for you? I said, no, we're good for the session today. He said, okay, awesome. And I said, is there anything that I can do for you? How can I help you? And he laughed and he chuckled and he was taken aback a bit because nobody ever really asked that. Nobody's asking that enough. How can I help you? If you had one problem that you could just completely get rid of, one thing that you're doing that you could completely get rid of tomorrow, what would that thing be? Okay, this is a really, really awesome question to ask people, and you'll be able to reverse engineer. And if their problem is costing them money, costing them time, and you can do it for less than the time or the money it's costing them, then that's how you build a profitable service and an offering, right? Follow up with people and follow through. A lot of people, your first message isn't going to be the one that closes them. This is a long game. This is a marathon. Connect with people, buy them a coffee, sit down with them, talk life. Don't even worry about talking business. That's going to come up. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them what you're learning, and they might just give you an opportunity. But it's not, just do it with the intention of connecting with more people. I think this world needs more connection. And so I'm happy to do that, even when there's no expectation or result that I'm tied to on the back end. And that's how I find that I get the best results after all anyways. Free trials. Okay. You can offer somebody a free trial for them to give you a testimonial, and they'll also send you referrals, and they'll also become your best clients. So you can start by doing the system for them for free to gain experience and learn what the process is and build your own kind of internal process, get them results, test everything, own everything, figure it out, because it's really not that hard. And then now you have that high income skill, and this works out really well. So most of you guys on this call know me, know that I basically did this for the jiu-jitsu gym that I was a student at, and I also did this for the car dealership that I worked at, and I just made them cover the ad spend. I set up the ads, I worked the leads, I generated them. It wasn't even on my own dime. They paid for the ad spend, so I got to learn on their dime, and in exchange, I invested my time, and I built an amazing system. They started getting new clients at both locations I was working with, and that's when I was like, okay, I got something big here, and that's when I went all into this. And now you see down at the bottom, guys, he's like, in search of a Facebook social media ads manager, and they're like, Nate Tilly is the best. This other guy's like, I concur with Jordan the best, and I ended up getting a client out of this. Alternatively, posting content does help, but the content needs to be focused around case studies and testimonials. I'm always posting inside the ad account. I'm always posting when somebody gets a good result, all those things. This leverages your organic Facebook profile, not your business one. Okay, this is actually your personal Facebook profile, and really hit organic marketing at its core. You focus on posting value content and social proof to get appointments, meetings, and conversations with ideal prospects and referral generators. I've got tons of clients off of the 2 posts below. Okay, so one of them was like, how would it feel to spend $1,200 and make back $12,000 in 72 hours? This is the result we achieved for one of our e-commerce clients. The other one is This was a really good post right here. I was super nervous. I hadn't heard from Justin in 3 weeks, and I thought it was because my Facebook ads weren't converting. Turns out I was flat out wrong. We actually broke his business because he got so many results, and he was too busy to even follow up with us. So that kind of post works well. Couple tips for you guys on this, and then I'll go back to questions. You need to optimize your social profiles, create a banner. Canva has all this stuff. You can do this in minutes. If you guys don't use Canva, it's an amazing tool for this. I'm literally, everything I do is on Canva. I have the premium subscription, but you just type in the theme. Oops, not Facebook post. It'd be a Facebook cover photo. Okay. Look at how fast this can be, guys. Literally. Facebook cover photo. Okay. You find one that kind of fits your vibe. Like, if I wanted to do something a little bit more professional, I could go like that. But find any.
See what you're working on.
What's that? Oh,
I don't
okay.
see what you're changing.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great point. I wasn't sharing that browser. Good point. Here, you'll be able to see it now. Yeah, guys. So I just popped open Canva real quick, and this is a tool. They have a free account that you can use, but Facebook cover photo, and you just pick one, any of these that fits your design, and you can even go more focused, like digital. Whoops, can't spell. Digital marketing. I really can't spell, guys. These dang autocorrect tools have built bad habits, and now I don't even know how to spell anything. So yeah, as you go right here, and you can see all these different templates. I might like this one. Okay, and then once you click on one theme that you like, it pulls up other themes like that. So I like this one right here. And look how fast this can be, guys. I want to demystify all this stuff to you because it's not that mystical. Look, so right here, I'm gonna make this in literally time me. It's probably gonna take me probably I'd say just over 60 seconds, and I'll have this ready to go. So you just change out the stuff to fit you, increase your business quickly. I would obviously optimize the wording to fit my brand and everything. I'd obviously put my phone number, but you just go and you click the picture, and then you go to uploads, and I've got all the pictures that I've uploaded just from my own camera roll and the files that I've saved. And I would just find a picture of me, like maybe right here, boom, throw that picture in there. It's just going to snap right there. And then if I wanted to get crazy and add some other things, I could, I can add this in the background there, this go high level graphic. For those of you guys that don't know, I can change this out and add my logo super quick. This is how fast this stuff should be. It shouldn't take you weeks or months or even days or hours to do this kind of thing. And you get better with time matching up elements. But I've been doing this a lot more lately because I just was sick of trying to explain what's going on in my head, and instead I try to just now build it myself. And it's a lot of fun. You can throw in different designs, and you don't have to be a designer. I could just roll with this. This is fine, but I can also make it more fun and add more stuff to it if I want to, make it really unique and different. But yeah, guys, so that's literally how I would build my cover photo and now this is a little busy, so I'd probably simplify it a little bit, but I'd build something like this as a cover photo, and that's going to go right here at the top. So the one that I had was lead generation expert, attention car dealers get 50 to 100 full credit apps, and it was just an offer. And then I had a actual featured post that had a graphic as well, and then I would post to my landing page. So I post anything with value, case studies. I still do this to this day. Offers, personal stories that relate, training videos, lead magnets. Message anybody who engages or likes. You can use a virtual assistant to automate the process. And as you get really good, you can track this whole thing. So these are all examples of posts that and engagement that have landed me clients. You could see people messaging me. Hey, can we chat about the agency rollout? Do you have a booking calendar? Can you send me a proposal? A lot of these people I still work with to this day. Okay. So that's the main ways that I'd focus on getting clients for you guys starting out. What I'm going to provide to all you guys on this call today is I'm going to provide you with a access to my hottest leads scripts and where your first leads come from. So this talks about where your first leads are going to come from. And basically the challenge is click for a free DM script. So I'm going to drop that in the chat for all of you guys. You're going to message 20 contacts and make 10 phone calls per day for 7 days. Okay. Day for 7 days. You're going to book meetings, get referrals, and close appointments and deals. You're going to report your activity and success from this to me and the Agency Box community. And the winner is a boss, and everyone who participates wins. So I'm going to send you guys this DM script right here, but this literally has go-to easy scripts that you can message people and get into conversations with them about business, about telling them about what you do, having some different things like this, and some homework as well. So I'm going to share that with you guys, and you can benefit from that yourself. So let me get here in the chat and let's talk. Joseph, sounds great, man. Let's I'll just have you reach out in my school community, because that's where I have some trainings about that stuff and how it actually works and all the resources linked. So I just dropped you the link to that, Joseph. You can just apply in there as a member, and I'll add you. And it's a lot like the app that we're using here for Agency Box. It just has some resources and scripts and classroom all together with messaging, so you can message me there, and that'll be the best place for that. Pan Fayu, hopefully I'm saying that right. Do we pick a method based on certain leadership characteristics? That can work. That's more or less where I'd want to pick my position. If I'm somebody that's my leadership style is, I'm a really good number 2, I'm a really good operator, I'm really organized, maybe it's best for me to look for a partner. If I'm somebody that's really good at sales, communication, and leading a team, and not so good at implementing, then I want to be the CEO. I want to be leading. So I think the way that you pick a niche is oftentimes you look at the experience that you have, solutions that you're close to, or problems that you're close to that you can provide solutions for, and that can really, really help you. And then another way is you slip into a niche. So you follow this power-based DM script that I sent you guys, and then when you follow that, you're going to get into conversations with business owners that you didn't even know that they were looking for marketers that you personally know. And those people, they're going to want to hire you for different services that they need once they find out you can do them. So you just have to message them and reach out with that DM script and get into some conversations with them. Do your due diligence, catch up with them, find out about their kids, genuinely care. But eventually, it'll get into the point of the conversation where you ask them about their business, some of the challenges. And if you don't have anything to offer them or sell them, just tell them, hey, I really look up to you. I really look up to your business and what you guys are doing. I'd love it if you can give me some tips. I'm trying to start out and get my own business running like you. What's some of the hardest things that you experience? What's your experience with marketing agencies? The closer the level of the friend they are, the more transparent they're going to be with you. And you can just tell them well, what if I did a service like this? I know Facebook ads can work really well, or I know a lot of people don't follow up with their leads. What if I handled it for them? And on the back end, there's the solutions. The fulfillment's really not that difficult. It is very, very, very important. But on the back end, you can, I just, for example, I just paid a guy $150 for an hour. He jumped on a call with me and helped me install my Google Tag Manager. Within the first 5 minutes, he was already done. And the rest of the 55 minutes was us just going over different things. And there's a story about the guy who charges $10,000 for, he's a boat mechanic. And this boat mechanic charges $10,000 to this guy. And then he walks over to the boat and he turns one nut, screw or whatever, and the boat's fixed. And he's like, all right, your problem's solved. And the guy's like, you just charged me $10,000 for 60 seconds of work. And it's like, no, I charge you for 10 years of work to learn how to do that in 60 seconds. So there's a big principle there when it comes to this stuff of just you'll be surprised by the opportunities that kind of fall in your lap when you just show up to be that person. And the more you come to these calls, the more you learn about advertising, the more you study, the more you, expand your personal development and those kind of things, the more opportunities that you're going to be able to tap into. So I don't, I'm not a big TV person. I don't own a TV in my house. All right. I listen when I'm doing dishes or I'm doing housework. I'm listening to audiobooks and podcasts. And for relaxing, sometimes YouTube videos, but it's still usually a podcast or something I have to tune into. And this has really helped set myself apart. In the car, I don't listen to music. I listen to audiobooks. At the gym, same story. And courses too. Usually when I get home late at night, the last couple hours of the day, I'm studying courses that I've bought. I've bought 15 to 20 different courses, and it would take me a lifetime to go through all the material in there. So I listen to that stuff almost every day on like 2x, and that's how I keep increasing. And then listening isn't enough. You have to listen and then take something and apply it. And that's why I give you guys this tangible resource, this guide today. And if you're watching the recording, just comment on wherever you're watching the video, and we'll send you the resource. But I share this tangible resource with you guys because I want you to go out, try this, get some results from this, and see the benefits. And you might not get a result on the first time you try it, but it's like if you keep chopping a tree, okay, you got an axe and you keep chopping a tree, eventually you're going to chop that tree down. Even if you're using a freaking butter knife, it just might take you a decade and a half. So we want to refine, sharpen our saws. That's where personal development, coaching, courses, leadership comes in, where you have a sharp saw and it takes less hacks. But if you keep hacking, even with the worst saw, you'll end up cutting the tree eventually. So that's kind of, to get metaphorical with you guys, that's how I see the journey going as it connects with advertising. Some more questions here. Most important thing is time. We can't get it back, so there's no time to waste. Yeah, exactly. There's no time to waste. And what you guys need to realize is that this stuff works today. It worked yesterday. It worked 6 months ago. And I was doing this 5 years ago. Yeah, 5 years ago. And it was still working then. But tomorrow, we don't know. Facebook could completely change. Google could do an update. Things could, and things are getting different, but they're still working. And so the reality is the system that I have for a car dealership that works well today in Denver, Colorado is also going to work well today in Georgia, Kentucky, Alabama, Montana, all these different places. And the real race is I just need to get as many people signed up as I can and fulfilled, because that's how I build a huge business and a huge infrastructure, because things are going to change. New services are going to come along, competitors, everything. And the goal of a business, if you want to exit, is, from my understanding, you got to grow the cash, grow the revenue, and get that way up. Some of you guys might not need to do that. If I was going back and I was just trying to live more of a lifestyle, which, in the beginning, that's all I cared about. However, I have a bigger purpose and a legacy that I'm trying to build here. But if I was to go back, I would just get like maximum 5 clients at 3 to 5K a month. And I would just be their marketing person. I'd study everything I could about maybe a couple platforms, Google ads, Facebook ads, YouTube ads. Just pick one for a certain niche, like YouTube ads for plumbers. And I'd figure out an isolated way that I could use YouTube ads for plumbers and help them get an extra 15 calls a month. They convert 2 to 3 of those calls into jobs. That pays them out a nice $5,000 on average. And so they don't mind paying me $3K a month. I'd figure out something like that, and I would just focus on that over and over, and I'd become that guy, because there's riches in the niches. Okay, so you have to find a niche at first where you can become very specialized, and then you can scale more horizontally. So I hope that's tracking and resonating with you guys and helpful. File of this PowerPoint. Pan, I don't have a file of this PowerPoint. This is actually one of my personal ones. But I do have a community where all this stuff is linked, and I do share it there. So I linked that in the chat as well. You guys can jump in there, and that's got a lot of this free training from me and everything like that too. Resources that we go over in here. How can we be in service of others? Yeah, it's not about what we can give. It's not about what we can get. It's about what we can give. Glad I tapped into this today. This is great. Thanks, Jamel. I appreciate you being on here. So, guys, now, is there any other questions on what I just went over with getting clients organically, how it's kind of a grind? One thing we didn't go over is like offers and packaging and your positioning. I think that's an important part of this that a lot of you guys are probably missing, and that's probably something good for us to go over maybe next week. But just on the topic of like getting clients, you guys have any other questions about that starting out? Nothing.
Nate, I
Yeah.
keep struggling with trying to, having never been involved with it and never been able to do any of my own really publishing anything on social media or whatever. For me to define to someone else what it is we're really doing, since I'm mainly, just an agency box, white label person. It's, okay, you're a church and we're going to deliver X. Well, what is X? They're really just trying to define to know exactly what you're going with it, because yes, we get a niche down, but then really defining, you say to work on until you get it right. But in the beginning, knowing where to start in an offer.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it all starts with a conversation. So if you talk to the business owner, you have to identify what their capacity is, how much room they have to expand, what their current situation is,
pain,
what their future situation looks like, what their goals is, what their situation looks like if they continue down the same trajectory that they're on currently, and then kind of asking them, putting it on them, hey, what's your plan? And a lot of times they won't have a plan, and that's where you can come in and you can look at predictable models of success. Like if you're talking about churches, you can just find other churches. It sounds hard, but it's really not. It's a Google search to find church digital marketing case study, lawyer digital marketing case study. You're going to find pages and pages and pages and pages of reviews. And you don't need to be a master of this stuff or be experienced. You just need to be a guy that's well read, a few levels above whoever you're talking to, and you'll be able to roll out a plan for them that they can trust. But yeah, I mean, most businesses need the same thing. They need exposure, they need more leads, and they need more people coming in the door. The tools that you use to do that are all, that's like, if you're just for the sake of a better explanation, if you're a contractor on a job site, first you go into the house, you look at what needs to be done, and then you go back out to your truck and you grab your tools, or maybe you grab your notepad and you come back in and you put a proposal in front of them. Hey, this is what it's going to cost. So the toolbox is there. You have all these tools necessary to succeed, and it's about actually identifying what tools are going to be the most effective for them, the most cost efficient for them, and the most flexible for you to be able to install with some wiggle room where, things don't get messed up. So I think where to start is like, you have to identify if they even have a budget and if they have desire to grow. And if not, it's going to be really hard for them to pay you or to pay for the ads or anything else themselves.
It seems the last 3 business owners I was talking to, that primarily when you ask them what is your biggest need right now, what is the thing you need more than anything, it all of them have come back to employees.
Yeah, I mean, then that's recruiting. So if like, and here's something you have to pay a lot of attention for, Joseph, is when you get a theme, when you fall into a theme, it's weird. It's like a weird thing that I've noticed. And maybe this is a little woo-woo for you guys. I don't know, but this is just what I've seen, is like you'll start getting like hearing the same thing on one call to the next. You'll hear the same thing here, same thing here, same thing there. And I don't hear that same thing. When I call people, they need leads, they need exposure, they need awareness. But the fact that you're hearing that tells me that maybe there's a whole nother untapped opportunity for you that's sitting there that's waiting to be uncovered. So it's like, if they all have this same problem, then what solution is there? What are they doing now? And what have they tried? What has worked? What has not worked? Sometimes you can just ask somebody what worked and they'll tell you what worked. And then you're like, oh, well, are you still doing that? And they're like, no, we quit doing that. And it's like, well, okay, well, how about I just come on the team and I start doing that again, and you do it for them and you do it more. And then eventually they start recruiting people easier. They feel, then they have more capacity and then they can grow. So I'd pay attention to those themes. And, there's a lot of ways that you can help get not only clients, but also recruit and get, employees for businesses. And there's whole agencies built around that.
I know there's a whole, employment agencies, but, I'm not sure how I convince someone to pay me for bringing them workers or how much.
Yeah. I mean, first you have to see like what it's going to be worth to them, and there's proven models of fulfillment that you guys can follow, like the lead generation stuff. But if there's so many different kinds of agencies and services that you can build something completely organically from the ground up that works for you. So you got to find out what it's worth to them, what it's costing them not having good employees, and what they're willing to pay. And you might just be able to ask them, and they'll tell you like, hey, I've paid a couple companies this. Or you can go and you can reach out to a recruitment company and say, hey, I've got these 3 clients that need recruits. What does your guys' process look like? Roughly how much does it cost? And you can ask them how they get results and then reverse engineer their process and do it yourself. So, but the key element is like the skin in the game comes in where you're like, I'll try to solve this for you. Let's do a test run. But most of the time, if you're testing an offer like that doesn't have much background, or you don't have like a proven model of success, then you're going to have to usually do a free trial, install some systems for them, test and monitor them yourself, build a case study out of that, and then you can use that to leverage to get other clients. So that's the grind. I mean, once somebody tells you the problem, if you can go back and engineer a solution, Google and YouTube were basically the main places I learned all the things. Like you can Google how to get recruits for X kind of business and then see some different opportunities. And if the business isn't running those, if they don't take time, money to set up, it's just time, it's not going to cost you anything, then it's worthwhile to offer that to them and see if it solves their problem. And if it does, you can be a company, build a whole entity out of that specific problem and solution. So that's what I'd recommend to you. But yeah, I mean, the conversations, you have to lead them to a place where like, the solution's going to come in, like, and then once you are left with all the questions and all the, opportunities, it's up to us to kind of go back and roadmap a solution that takes the least amount of investment as possible, both time and money, and then go back and try to install that for them and then monitor the results and get success from that. So it's not easy. If it were easy, everybody would do it. And that's why, but it is when you get a theme like that, you get somebody saying the same thing on different calls. I take that as an opportunity, and I would pay very close attention to maybe this is trying to tell me something. Maybe there's something here. Maybe not, but it's worth a shot. So that's what I'd say. Shen, you got your hand up, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah. How you been, brother?
Yeah, perfect. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. How you been?
There's just been juggling between making some tweak on my offer and also launching my upcoming life coaching business. So I have a question specifically about email marketing. If you are well versed in it. So right now I've been testing out different like softwares like Apollo closely and try to double dip or parlay between LinkedIn and also email campaigns. And I just wonder, like, since you are probably like the lead generation or ask expert, I wonder if you got any sort of insights on how can you use cold email and also opt-in email newsletter campaign so that I'm basically trying to do 2 things at one time, right? So I'm using cold email outreach on Apollo and testing out different software to like reach out to a bunch of people. But at the same time, I am perfecting my lead magnet. So for people who are like opt in to the email newsletter, I'm trying to create a database of people who raise their hand and want to actually be opted into my network. So I just wonder if you guys takes on that in terms of cold outreach and also warm outreach campaign for both audiences.
Yeah. So how are you getting them to opt in? Just through cold email?
Right now, so no. So for the cold email is I'm primarily targeting coaches and consultants via email campaign. However, for the opt-in sequencing, I haven't done too much about it, but that's just a thought process. Is I want to create some sort of lead magnet so that when people are seeing it on my Instagram, then they raise their hand and I can send them a link and they can enter into my email newsletter. But right now, I'm primarily focused on the cold email outreach.
Yeah, dude. So unfortunately, I'm like not the best place for that. Yeah, I don't really know much about cold email at all. I just started doing it, and like you sound almost like you know more about it than I do, to be honest with you, bro. So sounds like you're
Got it.
getting replies and you're just like trying to build a good list, right?
Yeah, because I haven't really touched much on the pay ads side of things, which
Uh-huh. Yeah, so I mean, if you're getting replies, man, then that's a good thing. To build your list, do you have Go High Level? You still there? Hello? I think maybe we lost him. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think we lost Shen. Yeah, Shen, for the recording, like when it comes to that stuff, it's, it sounds like you got a good thing going, man. And if you're just looking to organize it more, you can use Go High Level, import all those leads into there, save them as a smart list, and then you can have all their information, take notes on them and stuff like that. Or you could just go the old fashioned way and just start a Google Sheet or an Excel document, super simple, and that'll work well for you as well. So, either way, a couple ways to go. Okay, cool. So, guys, I'm going to now spend the end of this call on this other presentation that I have for you guys that's going to teach you, like, okay, so we talked about getting clients. One thing that we didn't talk about that I can tell, like, you guys are going to need some help with that we will, we have noted is offer creation and pricing and packaging, like exactly what offers to use. What I try to do, and my goal is to get you to see the broad picture of being able to put your own offer together, package your own thing up, and sell it. I know agencies selling services, the same services for $300 a month that some are selling for $3,000 a month, and some are selling for $3,000 a month, and some are selling for $30,000 upfront, type of thing. Like it's all just going to be dependent on the types of people that you're working with, on your experience, and it has to just work for you. And what that looks like is going to be different for everybody. And that's the most beautiful thing about building your own business is you get to build it and design it the way that you want to design it. So when I launch a new offer, it's kind of like you almost just like pick a price where you think the value's at, but also giving people a good deal still. And if they agree to pay that and then they get results that are, more than that, like they get a 10x ROI, then I have a great service offering and I can go sell that confidently. The only way I know how to do it at first was I just got access to somebody's Facebook page and their ad account, and I got access to their Google My Business, and I just started posting, and I just started running some ads, and I just started writing some things daily and writing a blog and linking it to their website and literally just doing any random thing that I could do that I heard was good for digital marketing. A lot of business owners don't even have the basics. Guys, I'm working with a client that literally is collaborating with Nike. They're on the path to be directly working with Nike, and they're a really big multi-seven-figure company, and they haven't even done any SEO. They've never ran Facebook ads. They haven't done a lot of this stuff. And so you'd be surprised by the businesses that need a specialist like you to come in and do it for them. And the only way you learn is through experience. And the only way you get experience is by taking opportunities and, and making things work. I'm able to charge that company a lot of money to do that stuff for them, even though I don't have a ton of experience with companies of that multitude, because I've got so much experience with other clients, and so you just have to start building your experience, even if it doesn't, if you only work with somebody for a few months and you give it a fair shot, and they have a good experience with you overall, and you have a high level of communication, you're going to get experience from that you're going to be able to roll in to the next opportunity, the next opportunity. They're all preparing you for the big opportunities that are going to come once you've just been doing this so long that nobody can touch you, because you're that person that just does this. Okay. So hopefully that's relevant to you guys. Let me get into this amazing presentation that I've got that follows up on that side. So we talked a little bit about offer creation, building out your offer and packaging it from scratch, putting together a solution for a problem, and then how you can actually push that in your network. I sent you guys the DM scripts, and now let's talk about how to get better results for your clients. So in this, I'm going to just briefly go over and teach you guys how to generate high quality leads, utilize go high level automations, and integrate clients like a pro, become the go-to authority in your niche by sharing the results, and position your agency as a growth partner instead of just another commodity, and to also learn the feedback loop of success to achieve equilibrium, and what you guys have to look forward to once you can actually deliver this for clients. So a lot of you guys already know me, college dropout. I started by acquiring the skills, just like I tell you guys to do, and then taking action, working for free. I still don't have a morning routine or a meditation plan. I could probably be, 10 times as rich as I am now if I just started taking cold showers every day, but I haven't got there yet. And I've still managed to build a 7-figure agency by age 25 years old. I like to compete in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments. So I spend a lot of my time training and competing when I'm not working. And I've been blessed and fortunate enough to work with over 480 companies in 4 years, generate multiple millions, over 10 million gross profit generated for my clients. And I learned by offering free case studies and doing everything myself, just like I teach you guys. And I started out in white label, which means I was doing the work for people on the back end, actually for Dylan and Agency Box. And then I started my own niche specific agency. So first off, you're never going to be able to do any fulfillment for any clients if you don't close them. So here's 5 C's to close more deals. Number 1, case studies. All right. Get results and then put case studies out there again and again and again with paid ads. When they came to us, they were this kind of business. And after working with us for this amount of time, they became this type of business. We helped scale them 25x. We helped add $300, $350,000 a month. We help, whatever the result is, we help them hire more people. We help them to, get more appointments. We help them to follow up with their leads better. Some case study, and then what was the end result? Put that in. At first, it can just be a Google document. That's going to be sufficient. Number 2, content. Posting content on social media and YouTube elevates your paid ads. Guys, I can show you, we could go back to Canva if you want, and I could show you how easy it is to make a social media post about any topic and just run that. Okay. Start getting good at Canva so you don't need to hire a graphic designer or somebody on Fiverr, and you can just use those templates and you can start your brand off that way until you're ready to get to the level where you want to hire somebody and save that time. Confrontation. You have to confront white elephants in the room about realities, expectations, and commitments. A lot of business owners, if you're just starting out, they're going to know more about marketing than you are, because they've had to do marketing and buy marketing and learn about marketing to grow their business. And so you have to confront that white elephant if that's the reality. Like say, hey, sir, I'm actually just starting this out, but I care about this really deeply, and I'm going to make sure that you get the results that you're after. But I'd like to learn a little bit more from you. I know there's so much I can learn. Can you just share with me a little bit about what your experience has been like with marketing, what's worked and what hasn't worked? I don't want to act like I'm the expert here, because you've probably been doing this longer than me, sir. Taking that approach, people are going to feel like they're giving you a chance, feel like they're putting you under their wing, and then you can shock and surprise them when you actually come and deliver and work hard for them and show them what you can do. So confronting the white elephants about the realities. Hey, sir, I can't guarantee you what the exact results are going to be. all marketing can do is drive leads, but we can't actually guarantee results. That's what sales is going to be for. But I can drive people to your page. I can book appointments for you, and we can get you more activity and see how it goes. But I don't have a magic ball. I'm not able to predict what the reality is going to look like for you in 30, 60, 90 days. All I know is everybody's on social media, and your business is no exception to that. You should be on there, and you should be getting new clients from there, right? Confirmation. Do you think this will help you get closer to your goals? As you're talking with them, going over, this is more once you have a proposal in front of somebody. Hey, by the way, do you think this will help you get closer to your goals? Is this helpful to you? Do you like this? And then confidence. Omit from your vocabulary, I think, I feel, things like that. It needs to be, I know this is good for you. I know everybody's on social media. I really believe strongly you guys are going to do excellent with this. That kind of thing is going to be a lot better than like, well, I think maybe if you ran some, like Facebook ads, maybe you could get some new clients. Nobody's going to sign up with you, and it's not going to work. Of course, this stuff works. If it didn't work, it wouldn't be trillion-dollar industries. Once you guys onboard clients, you're going to build out an onboarding system that's automated. And that onboarding system is going to look like this. You're going to have your client onboarding form where your clients are going to fill out a form. They're going to give you and your team all the information that they need about working with you. They're also going to see a welcome video that walks them through this. Then you use automations on a tool like Zapier, where you can actually put people into a system where there's going to be automations. And I'm going to share with you mine. Automations like sending emails, adding them to certain client documentations, adding them to project management, building out automated accounts for them, adding in details. All of those things happen automatically once a client submits the onboarding form. And then on the back end of all of that, you're going to have the client coordinate their kickoff meeting, their calls with you, in order for them to take the next steps. So this is what that looks like. This is a Zap that I have going on that actually is an automation that automatically creates a spreadsheet row in Google with all my clients tracked in the same place. It adds an account in my lead connector. That's what I use for my CRM and go high level. And it automatically builds an account based on that customer and their business. It creates a channel in Slack so I can communicate with them. It invites them to Slack automatically. It sends them a message. It creates a folder in Google Drive that we can put all their creatives, all their content inside of. And then it creates a card in Trello, which is our project management system, which then we have this onboarding checklist that is automatically assigned to my team that tells them exactly what they need to do every single time to have success in the checklist of what we have to do to launch that client. Okay. After the launch happens, there's some other steps that we have that we do as well, to ensure that they have great success. And this plays into the feedback loop of success that I'm going to share with you guys a little bit later. So a couple things on running ads and marketing in general. There's direct response ads, and then there's branding. A branding ad is a commercial. It's a TV commercial. It doesn't have a direct offer. It doesn't have a call to action. Direct response is something that has a direct call to action. It's agitating a pain point. It's offering a direct solution. And this is what we use for lead generation. People that I studied to get really good at this is Gary Halpert. Okay, the Halpert letters is a beautiful bunch of it's a collection that he used to charge for on a subscription. He used to mail these letters to people's houses. And it was all the sales letters that he used to get paid to do back in the day. He was a direct response advertiser, and he was a pro copywriter, and he would send letters to people's houses and get them to buy like whole new water systems, like 15,000, and pools, and and all these things with this beautiful writing. And he ended up publishing a few years back for free, and anybody can go and look at that. So Gary Halpert, check that guy out. Halpert letters are magnificent. You can learn a lot through that. Dan Kennedy, he's looked at to be one of the OGs of direct response copywriting and magnetic marketing, which is all inbound leads and essentially what lead generation is today. Billy Jean is an OG with this stuff. He knows how to speak the language, speak to business owners, and teach it. Just by watching his videos, you can learn. And then Alex Hormozy, who is the modern day GOAT, and he is probably the guy that has made this stuff the most simple to understand and the most sexy. You can get this book that's behind me, $100 million Leads, and it literally walks through all this stuff in a course, teaching you marketing, teaching you the way it needs to be, and it's so, so good. So mistakes to avoid anything gimmicky or fluffy. Focus on straight facts, data, pain points, solutions, and benefits. Nothing like spring into the new year in your new car, nothing like that. Nothing like, rainy days got you down, get a new umbrella. Like that stuff, that's not actually good advertising. Good advertising is like something that is factual. It's like, did you know about this new government program that is allowing Denver homeowners to buy a duplex or a quadplex for as low as 5% down? Formerly had to be 20%, allowing Americans to be able to have the opportunity to get into an investment property for as little as 25 grand down. If that's something that could be beneficial for you, we want to show you how this new process is allowing Denver homeowners to buy a new home without having to do this, that, and the other thing that they hate. Before this happened, blah, 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 statistic, and then a testimonial of somebody that had results with it, and then a call to action. Go and watch this 5-minute training video that teaches you how you can buy your own investment property today. That's direct response. Okay. Don't use ChatGPT to write all your copy. Don't even use it to write any of your copy. If you want to use it as a starting point, you can do that, but you have to go in and make it human. All right. Good copy is good, clear communications. Remember that people's reading comprehension level is actually, I think in the United States, average reading comprehension level in US. I think it's okay, so it went up. Okay. It says about a 6th grade level. About a 6th grade level average is what the average comprehension is. So what you guys have to know is that a lot of people can't read like at a 12th grade level. And so you have to make your copy really simple and really easy to understand, because people's comprehension isn't as good as you might expect. So remember those things. A big mistake people make is not putting enough focus on the target avatar's problem and solution, and instead focusing on your business. Like, we offer this service and we've been around for this long. Nobody cares about that unless they know how it pertains to me. People only care about them. That's why I told you guys you need to watch or read or listen to How to Win Friends and Influence People, because it's one of the single best books to understand when you're a marketer and when you're just in business in general. Okay, and things to remember: more emotional and logical, less taglines and gimmicks. We went over that. Customized strategy. Ask your clients the right questions on onboarding and use their answers for ammo. Your clients are like experts at their own business, and they're usually really good at marketing too. They just don't have the time to put it all together. So get on a little collab call with your clients and start asking them about their business. What makes you different? What have you tried before? Good questions that get them to express deep about their business. And they'll say, oh yeah, we've wanted to try this offer for a long time, or we had this idea, but we never made it happen. And you're the agency or the person that can bring that to life. So collab with your clients. Oftentimes my clients have helped me come up with the best marketing materials. And remember that lead generation is a form of branding, but branding isn't necessarily a way to generate leads. Okay, so if a client says that they're running ads, but all they're running is branding ads that aren't, doing anything but sending traffic to their website, they're not actually going to be generating leads and sales off that as much as they could be if they made a direct offer. All right, so there's 3 main types of ads we run. Briefly, I'll go over these, and I've got a full video on my YouTube where I go over them in depth that you guys can check out. But we do happy customer style. Okay, these create a huge emotional response. They're meant to look organic to your feed, like a friend just posted them. Okay, we do text-based ads. I make these in Instagram story. Okay, now we have some other Canva templates and stuff we use, but I just go to Instagram, I make a story, I type the text, and I save it. I make these in 30 seconds or less at times when we know what we're going to say. So we're looking for people who want to be approved for a vehicle in the next 30 days. We approve everyone for vehicles. Your income equals your credit. Click below to apply now. And then it's got a hassle-free online approval. Takes 4 minutes. Direct offer. They know exactly the type of people we're looking for and exactly why, and in the timeline too. And we haven't just used this for car dealerships. I've used this for jiu-jitsu as well, looking for 15 men in Denver to try Brazilian jiu-jitsu, 30 days free upon sign up. You guys see on one of those, we've got 119 likes, tons of comments, probably 20, 30 comments. And the other one, we've got 50 likes. That just goes to a lead form, which redirects to a calendar. And with this campaign and the combination of the other campaign that I'm going to show you, we helped add 164 members on yearly contracts and over $540,000, over $500,000 worth of new students in 1 year using just this system, just these ads. Okay. And the combination that I'm going to show you on the other one. The third type is short form ads. So with this combination plus that text one I showed you, this business made over $500,000 in lifetime value added to their local business. And the total we invested in ads was $26,448. Okay. So I just recorded the video myself and I sent it to an editor. I just recorded it myself. I didn't even wait for the business owner. I was just in there at class. It's where I go to jiu-jitsu. And this isn't the first jiu-jitsu gym I've started out with. I've done this for my old jiu-jitsu gym. And now this is the new place I moved in Denver. And I got them as well. And I helped them out over 200 members. Classes are fuller than ever. We're expanding. We expanded the mats. It's going really well. And you can see the data right there. I've helped them generate 370 phone calls inbound over 8. This was about 8 months, 1,300 appointments, about 2,000 leads. We helped them get 113 Google reviews. We sent out 24,970 texts to receive back about 4,000. So this is the kind of stuff that you guys can do with this same exact system. And this dealership, just to show you guys, this isn't limited to one niche. The dealership, same thing. Video ads, text ads, and happy customer ads. We spent $45,000 on their campaigns. They sold over 100 vehicles, making over $500,000 in gross profit cash collected up front. And you can see their results here. We generated them close to 8,000 leads, okay, which amounted to be 1,200 appointments. And off that, they were able to close well over 100 deals, like 150 deals total in the last 2 years of working with them for $45,000 in ad spend. Okay. So I hope this is really helpful for you guys to see the actual results. And let me just finish this off. Here's the ads process. You set up the campaign and targeting. The creative is the targeting. So the ad you run is the most important part. I'm not going to get super into this stuff. It's a little more advanced, but I would just start out by using lead forms with any campaign. So you can just see if people are interested in your ad before adding a landing page, also known as a funnel or a website. Just use lead forms. Facebook makes it really easy, and then you're good. On the go high level setup side, which I've got a whole training on how to use go high level and everything, but you set up an inbound lead automation. So when you get a lead, you have speed to lead. You set up the pipeline. Okay, this is going to be the sales process, the flow of leads. You set up a drip sequence for all the leads so nobody slips through the cracks. And then you can reactivate old leads from their website that they have sitting in a file somewhere. And that's called database reactivation, or previous sold customers. Then you integrate your client and their team into Go High Level. So you teach them how to use the platform. You give them their own account. And then in addition to that, you can start building them out websites, funnels, calendars, more advanced automations for their email list, thank you pages, and things of that nature. So, yeah, guys, and then there's some things that you guys will deal with that we'll go over in the future. But what I wanted to cover in this last slide here is the feedback loop of success that I strive for, that tells me I'm on the right track with my agency, is when I have a great connection with an initial client. Okay, we have a lot of synergy in working together, and we're excited to take the journey together. We have a smooth onboarding and launch process. We get great results. We help them to increase their budget, and then they want to leave us a review. They send us a referral, and we repeat the process with their referral. I've got clients that have been with me 3.5 years now. I got clients that have been with me 2 years, and they've sent me along the way 5 referrals. One time I got one client, and he sent me 7 other businesses just like him, fitness kickboxing gyms. So when you start getting people increase their budget and get referrals, you know you have a great fulfillment process. And now it's just about how can I replicate this and scale this as fast as possible. So the feedback loop of success you guys are going for, smooth sales process, smooth onboarding, kickoff call where you get all the information about their campaigns, align with them and collaborate, TLC call or report and review heavily over their materials, build their campaigns, do calls with them to review performance, increase, budget, upsell, cross sell, and then get a review, a video testimonial, and a referral, and then repeat the process. This is how your agency can grow. And so yeah, guys, that's what I've got for you guys today. Let me just jump back into here. So if you guys want to see more of this stuff, some of these things that I shared and everything like that, feel free to jump in the school community that I shared in the comments. That's just something for you guys too, by the way. You know, I've got a lot of these trainings and stuff in there. But yeah, guys, I go a little bit more in depth in there. And if you're watching this recording, just send us a message if there's some kind of resource or a guide or something you saw that I shared in here that you'd like me to share with you, and I'm happy to do this. So Christine, the slides are in the community that I shared in the link. Case study for jiu-jitsu. Yeah, Pen, I pretty much just went over a case study for jiu-jitsu. So that's, this video will be uploaded and you'll be able to use that. And you can.
The only reason I'm asking, Nate, is just because I had an appointment at the beginning, and so I heard some of the stuff you said, and then a little bit down the line, I had to finish doing some things, but now I just wanted to bring it back up, and I'm glad that you're recording it so I could review it. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Sounds great. And yeah, Joseph, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. Used to be third grade. Yeah, Christine. Okay, guys, cool. So I got to run, but appreciate you guys getting on here. Let me know if you guys have any other questions. Keep on grinding. Go and do those direct message outbound, that strategy. And Shen, last one. This is very insightful, Nate. Would invest more time in learning about paid ads in tandem with organic methods. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna bounce around things and learn a little bit about this and a little bit about that. And then once you start having success, you want to go all in on that one thing. So, dude, just keep working on your organic email and try to get more people on the calendar with that, and then figure out what other businesses need that and set it up for them, or use it to get your own clients. And then, you're going to want to have an offer. But, Harvard did a study that said back in the day, you had to learn at least 2 to 3 skills every 5 years or something like that to stay in business. I'm butchering the stats exactly, but it was like some pretty insignificant number. You got to learn like 2 to 5 skills a year to stay relevant in business, or every 5 years. Sorry. And now they're saying that every 18 months, you're required to learn at least 5 to 7 new skills in business to stay ahead. And I definitely feel that. So, I think you have to be well-rounded. You have to learn a little bit about everything, and then figure out what your specialty is going to be and hone in on that. All right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. Have a great day.